Okay, students, this week's extension activity is going to ask you to think about autocracy, oligarchy, and democracy. We've applied it to multiple case studies already, the Han, the Soviet Union, and the USA. So now in this extension activity, you will be a social scientist. You must investigate your household, one of the most essential power structures in human society. So what system of governance are most evident in your household? In what ways? Why? Before we start, let's take a minute to remember the main ideas behind each of the three systems that we've studied. So you can always revisit this, but the idea is, right, autocracy, single ruler, born or takes power, or claims divine right to rule. Common people don't have a say in the government unless the autocrat says so. Oligarchy, similar, but just with a small group, right? The small group has the power. They're either given it through status, by birth or wealth, or both. And common people don't have a say in the government unless the small group says so. And then democracy. This is ruled by the people. People govern themselves by deciding issues directly, or others represent them through representative democracy. Decisions can be made by consensus, majority rule, or proportional representation, which you've learned about. I'm going to show you this diagram again that you're familiar with, right? Thinking about autocracy and the different types, oligarchy and the different types, and democracy and its different types. You also know about essential concepts as well as associated but not inherent concepts. You want to think about using these in this activity. Lastly, so you're going to review this diagram, or those diagrams you just saw. Now you're going to make sure you're clear on those features, essential elements, and the non-inherent concepts, and create a chart as follows. This is kind of like, this is your data collection. You're going to be the social scientist taking notes about each of these systems and how they actually apply to your household. Base your determinations on observations and reflection. Consider how your household operates. Provide examples, or quote-unquote data, to prove which system best fits and why. So, or systems. It could be a combination of things that are happening, right? So maybe it's similar to the activity we did for the activity for democracy. So more like a democracy because, so maybe you guys have dinner together. So everyone gets a say when making decisions, direct democracy. Maybe that's something that's a part of your household. So you would write that down and then write an example, okay, so that you have that. So this dinner table discussion could be really specific, could be like something that happened, just the other day, or it could be a pattern or routine you have with your family that exhibits or shows, proves that this is one aspect of democracy in your house. Or it could be more like an autocracy, where you're thinking about, when there's an argument, my mother always makes the final decision, absolutism, by trying to use those terms and then find an example. So my sister and I were fighting over video games this one day, and that was definitely what happened. It was an autocratic method for which that was resolved. So we want to think about that. And then like oligarchy, so what would be some ways that maybe it's a group that is sort of has the power in your family. So just think about that and try to make some data collection. When you're done with your data collection, you're simply going to submit a paragraph describing what aspects of the three systems are in your household and how they manifest themselves. So you may decide to write about just one of the systems or multiple, depending on how you see things running your house. Include examples and make sure to answer the following in your paragraph. What aspects of your home fit what systems and why? Who carries out what roles and how? And what are the harms and benefits to this system? And address two of the following. How does it impact safety and health? The distribution of resources in the house, perspectives and voice, interaction with others, household norms. How do your household norms compare to societal norms? You can submit this in a paragraph in the discussion post, or email it to me. Really just trying to think about and analyze what are the power structures that are just really close to you, as well as the ones we've talked about in the nation and around the world. All right, that's it. Happy hunting, happy data collecting. I look forward to seeing what you guys come up with. Bye.